Welcome to the channel. Hello, everyone. It is wonderful to have you here for another storytelling session. Today, we are going to explore a tale that reveals a vital difference between simply wishing for success and actually working for it. Along the way, we will highlight some useful vocabulary words to help boost your English skills. Let's jump right in. The story of the idle dreamer. Once upon a time, in a bustling town alive with the sounds of commerce, everyone was busy. Farmers were tending to their crops, merchants were shouting out prices, and craftsmen were hard at work. However, in the midst of all this productivity, one young man was doing absolutely nothing. His name was Julian. Physically, Julian was the picture of health, tall, broad-shouldered, and capable. Yet, he suffered from a severe lack of motivation. While he refused to lift a finger to work, his mind was constantly filled with elaborate dreams of vast wealth. He spent his days waiting for a miracle to drop into his lap, surviving mostly on the scraps and charity offered by his pitying neighbors. One particular morning, a successful local trader decided to celebrate a profitable season by giving back to the community. He announced he would be handing out large clay pots of fresh milk to anyone in need. Julian, who never missed a chance for a free handout, immediately joined the line. He secured a heavy pot of creamy milk and rushed home, feeling a rare burst of excitement, thanks to his hard-working father, who had already prepped the kitchen before heading to the fields. The stove was ready. Julian heated the milk, enjoyed a warm cup of some bread, and placed the remaining milk carefully by his bedside. Instead of heading out to help his father or look for work, Julian lay back on his bed and let his mind wander. "If I play my cards right," he mused, staring at the pot, "this milk is the start of my empire." The fantasy begins. Julian's train of thought accelerated quickly. By tomorrow, this milk will turn into curd. I'll churn that curd into butter and sell it at a premium price. With the profits, I'll buy a dozen eggs. Those eggs will hatch into chickens. Soon, I'll have a massive poultry farm. I'll sell the birds and buy goats, then cows. I'll be the milk king of the region. With that wealth, I'll trade in diamonds and gold. His heart raced as the fantasy grew wilder. He imagined marrying a wealthy heiress and having a son. "I will raise him to be strong," Julian whispered to the empty room. "But what if he is lazy? What if he refuses to work? I won't tolerate that. I'll grab him by the collar and discipline him with a stick, just like this." Caught up in the vivid hallucination of punishing his imaginary lazy son, Julian violently swung his arm through the air. The crash. Smash! His hand collided heavily with the clay pot sitting on the nightstand. It shattered instantly, soaking the floor in his dreams in a puddle of spilled milk. Julian sat in silence, staring at the white mess. The chickens, the cows, the gold, and the imaginary family vanished in a second. Reluctantly, he cleaned up the spill. The next day, rather than learning his lesson, he went right back to the town square, hoping for another free handout. He remained poor, trapped in a cycle of dreaming without doing. The moral of the story. Friends, this story highlights a trap many of us fall into. We often harbor grand aspirations, but our daily habits don't reflect our goals. If you want success, the secret ingredient is labor. If you want mastery, the requirement is discipline. Success isn't found in a daydream. It is found in the work we do when we wake up. Even if we have been lazy in the past, we can change our future today by taking action.